let's kick off this fun Tuesday. How are my people? Hi, how are you? Burke MM2. Hi, Jody. Yay. How are you today? How's your handwriting stuff coming along? I love seeing what you're doing. I'll have to take some pictures because I have some coming. Hi, Carrie. And Audra's in the house. They give me your little pictures now, so that's actually super helpful. When you guys all pop in at the same time and I can't see you enter, it's totally there. Carrie, we've missed you. Hugs to Carrie. And Wendy's in the house. Wendy, Wendy, your picture didn't show up on the bottom, so I must not be following you. I will have to rectify that. And Reagan. Hi, Reagan. I'll have to catch up some of you guys. We are here. And I got good news. Good news on layers. Everybody needs a little good news, right? And Candy. Hi, Candy. My goodness, we're full house. Yay. Okay, so let's not waste any time. I better do my quick introduction because there's quite a few people that I don't know. My name's Cara Grandle, and I'm a writer. I write historical Christian fiction romance, and several of these folks in here are writers too. And some are published multiple times. Some are it's swinging the bat like me. And but we usually do a creative escape on here, a chance to help people stick with their dream, stick with their goal, and process real life at the same time so that we can stay in the chair and have it stack up to our progress, you know, in the end, our goal, what we're going for. So we have, hi, Jeannie, oh, everybody, that's publicist Jeannie, remember her? She's just like the person you want to hug every time she walks into a room, including a Periscope room. There's lots of changes, Wendy, awesome. Okay, so also most of you guys are inside the Author for the Author group, which we do a little communicating on the side and a little pacing together, and all is well. So I want to let y'all know that I got through my first pass on my editing. The major rewrite part is done. On to the nitpicky editing, which is so much easier of a burden to carry. So yay, look at this. I got 15 hours in last week. The girl on her timesheets, my cheat deed timesheets, look, 15 and a half. Yay. And you know, I have 11 days till my deadline. So I know all of you guys are like way more versed in this whole deadline thing, but it's scary business. It's scary business. It makes you be all disciplined. Can anybody groan under that word? Discipline. Yikes. That's usually one of those words that you run from far and fast, but they never pays off to run from discipline. Okay, so, but I had a few things, you know, I always am kind of pondering, kind of in the back of your head, you're always thinking about some, you know, process things, writerly things. Yes, a real writer now. Yes, I come alive. But, okay, so Joe would give me a hard time in here because he knows that for the month, this last month of my edits, I signed off on TV. I said no TV. And the girl likes Netflix. The girl likes her crazy dead body shows. I'm a crime drama girl. So it was a sacrifice to give up the mental chewing gum. That's what TV is for me. I like it. It's restful. I don't have to think when I watch TV. But I did get sucked into a really long YouTube. Does that count as TV? It was, has anybody ever seen on YouTube? They have several different versions of them. You do, Jody? Okay, phew. Doesn't count as TV. It's not the same. It's not entertainment. It's actually educational. I was doing research. Actually, I was on there for research at one point. I have a fight in one of my fight scenes, and it's a coward who's fighting a good guy, and I wanted some cowardly behavior for fighting. So I kind of have to watch YouTube like this when I watch fighting videos because it's really, people are terrible to each other and it's hard to watch and they take all these cheap shots. But so that wasn't what I was watching though. I was watching, has anybody ever watched a round table? It would be fun to do a round table. Wendy, Jeannie, I want to do a round table. I think I'm going to figure out how to do a round table with authors where they sit with some really cool people who've already been where we want to go, and they sit with a group of them and they kind of asks these pretty inquisitive questions. They're not normal questions. They're kind of layers deeper than the normal author chit chat. But these ones that I was talking to were, I got some ideas. I can figure that out. I would be a good show host for one of those because I got that curiosity thing that pretty much curiosity kills the Cara. And I can ask the forbidden question. I don't even realize I'm asking it. But so I was watching this one, and it was filled with these people who were directors and producers, and they were in the movie industry. That would be fun, huh? So they were in the movie industry, and but I find, you know what I find? This is one of the things I learned. I've learned this before, but man, is it refreshing. People who have a creative mind and a creative heart, artists, authors, publicists, I'm assuming that you have to have a creative mind to go after these inventive ways that you help people get their word out, Jeannie. I would assume it was somewhat the same. Entrepreneur is what you guys are doing, starting businesses and maintaining them. But I find that the things that they deal with, it's all kind of common to, it's not common to man, but it's common to that kind of thinking, that kind of, I don't know, certain insecurities are universal, certain processes of confidence, building of confidence are universal. Everybody kind of handles themselves under pressure differently, but in the end, they still have to put themselves forward and they have to sell what they believe in and what they want to do, and they have to pursue a dream in the face of life and time and resistance, all the stuff we talk about on here. So it was really, really encouraging, and it did make me realize something though. So this is where the writer's encouragement part comes in, and we are going to get to the next right thing. So eventually you'll have to tell me if you won or lost from last week, and you'll have to have yourself prepared to tell me what you're doing for this week. But the one thing that I caught from this particular, well, it's a couple things. One, no, everybody has a cause. Hi, Joe. Good morning. Everybody has something that they're passionate about, something that they want to say. And nowadays, if you just look on Facebook, how many people feel like they just need to get their opinion out there? Opinion is a cause. It's something that they stand for, something that they're passionate about. And so when I was watching the roundtable, that was really, really apparent that these producers and directors, they talked about story. And I like it when people talk about story because I understand wanting to get behind the passion of a story. And so IFC a while back got me and my husband. Oh, neat. I'm not sure. Oh, at the IF conference? Hey, that's cool. You watch all the time. That's neat. I'm assuming that's IF conference because we're getting ready to do an IF conference in our area, which is fun. I'm looking forward to it. So these people's causes, and they were trying to, they were trying to tell a good story and the power of story to reach people they all believed in, which is really good to hang around with because I don't know about you, but in my everyday life, I have a lot of people who are my fans and supporters and trusting me or they're helping me, pushing me forward towards my dream and stuff, but they don't always understand the desire to tell story or the power of story or the value of a story. Jesus told stories like crazy. He helped people through stories. That stories can actually kind of go below the radar and help people and free them and give them a different perspective. I have things in my life that I feel like I lead a good life, and I still have helps and things that have come through story. And I was telling my mom about one today. Yeah, it skips by, right? It goes past the prejudices, the natural prejudices. So these people were talking about that. But in the process, so I realized that everybody has a cause. So here's the writer's encouragement today to you, to know your purpose, know your cause. What is it that you're actually trying to say? And it's okay to not really know. It's okay to be in a questioning format of that, where you actually have to ponder it and stir it up and try it on. Carrie, I'm sure over the years you've had to answer that question more than one time. Am I right? What is it that you're trying to say? Yes, you're going to tell a story, but there's still something underneath that you're trying to say. And, our opinions speak, our lives speak. But when you get into the creating of a story, these people, when they pick up your book, they don't know you from Adam. So they don't have any unless they're like me and they've cyber stalked you and they've read your personal story and they've seen, hi Lizzie, and they've seen all kinds of other things about you, they might not know what you represent. So they're going to get only the book, right? Yeah, themes can go deep in a good way. But Candy, didn't you have to measure yourself to a great degree first to know where you wanted to land? Like with the heart of your message, and also the mood of your book, the flavor, the residue. When people get done reading your book, how are they going to be when they're done? So now those people that were on that roundtable, they were all producers and directors. So they were talking about screenwriting, they were talking about TV shows, they were talking about movies, and they were big hitters. I mean, you guys would know them all. I'm terrible at remembering actors' names, so I can't even tell you who was all on there. But they were definitely famous of the famous, you know, the big hitters. And hello, Momoxy Jean. I'm not sure how to say that one, but that was a good fake, right? So, and the other thing that I picked up with them is that fear is universal too. Have any of you guys had to pick up fears and face fears in the last little bit with your purposes and your dreams? Fear comes in different ways too. They were afraid of reaching out. They're afraid of trying new things. They're afraid of offending and failing and falling on their face. There also is, our culture inundates us with fear. Several of them talked about absorbing too much fear from what's happening around them. From, you know, the more people you know, the more heartache and tragedy you can experience, the more news you watch. Book launches are scary. Yes, so everybody, Candy Fick is getting ready to do her book launch. Did you do it yesterday? Was yesterday your first kickoff day? Was that your big, I think it was, right? Oh, you gave me the shivers. Yes, yesterday, everybody, yesterday. So I'm sure there's a place for you to help her out. If you guys want to reach out to Candy on Twitter or whatever and ask what you can do, she would probably let you know. So we love to help each other. Get that book, read it, write a review, do whatever you can to help her get her word out. It's a dinner theater, contemporary fiction, women's fiction, dinner theater, right? Did I do it justice, Candy? Did I give it a good plug? So, but the fears of failing, the fear but I think for me, I just think that the last couple of weeks, not personal, not up close to me, too close, but in my church and in my extended family and all of that, there's been a lot of fearful things happen, really tragic, scary, hard things. And I noticed that if I get too much of that in my palette of my personality, yes, fear of rejection. If I study on that stuff at all, those two facets of fear from inside of me going out and then also fear coming back at you, then it's very, very hard to create freely. Has anybody else noticed that to be true, that it can be pretty stifling? Let's see. I have some scriptures today, but I'm not 100% sure how relative they're going to be. Oh, yes, I do. Simple verse. Let's see, James chapter 4. I've been in the book of James because the book of James talks a whole lot about your mouth. And this girl's got issues with her mouth. So James is pretty much my best friend Bible book. Have to let go of those fears, right? So if anybody has compassion for me, I can use the cheerleader every now and then in that. All tied up in that. It's hard to write when you get all, and fear has a way of just making you fatigued, like emotionally, so you can't give and take with all that you have on your plate. But here we go. Here's the verse. And this is true for each of you, wherever you're at, whatever you're facing, whatever is going on inside of your family, whatever is going inside of your workplace, whatever is going inside with your children, the things that you have to be responsible for, whatever you're dealing with in the politics of your world, not just our culture's politics, but the politics of your world. It's very, very, this is a very safe verse. This says, and when you draw close to God, God will draw close to you. God himself will draw close to you. I don't know about you, but that doesn't make me afraid. That makes me the very opposite of afraid. Yes, I'm with you. Thank you, Jesus. And I'm sorry for any of you in here who aren't ready to hear that from me, but that is very much a security for me. That I draw close to him. All I have to do is make the most minuscule effort towards getting up to my safety, my high tower. And then he's like big brother who comes along. I don't know about you, but when I think of a big brother protector, I have two brothers, and my brothers had it down. They knew how to keep me protected, and they weren't massive in strength and size, but oh boy, did they have a presence that was massive with strength and size, and they got it done. They got it done. Yes, stands there with open arms. And so then I wanted to read this other thing because it's a writer verse. I found a writer verse in the Bible, a creative verse. So, oh, that was the other thing I decided inside watching those director shows things. Yes, we have to move closer. That's right. The director, one of the things I realized is in my head, I feel like people who are totally artsy, fartsy, creative, out there types should have gone to Woodstock. They should be braless with hair. I mean, I'm not judging. I just have this stereotype in my head that there's this. Does anybody with me that if the super empowered, you know, let's move to the music everywhere, you know, let's beat on a drum in your own bedroom, you know, that kind of, I know it's stupid. All stereotypes, yes, I admit that's a prejudice. I'll just confess it and then get out from under it, right? So in my head, when I think artists, and part of the reason I think that is some of the most accomplished artists in my personal world are very, very talented and very granola. And they really set the definition for me. And it feels like it's far out there, far out. And, but when I listen to those people talk on the director's show and I hear them resonate and they're resonating together as artists in a creative community, yes, they're crunchy and a half, aren't they? Then that's music to my ears and that's food for my soul. That is good for me. Not heard. Oh, that's the granola, you know. What is it? All nuts and flakes? That's the hit. That's the joke behind that. People who are granola are all nuts and flakes. Oh, I must be funny. I got a bunch of hearts on that one. I must be on a roll this morning. So, and I'm not judging. I'm really not. I think some of those people are the most crazy talented because sometimes it seems like they're not as censored by other people's opinions. They are fully able to create without caring what other people think. Yeah. So I valued that. And so, okay, so back to my editing. I was working on my editing and I always have to have white noise, and my family, I'm house full of 7 people all the time. There's never really a quiet moment. So I have to kind of create my own quiet. So I will either wear earplugs or I will do my music. Well, I got these new earplugs that go inside my ear instead of sitting on the outside like this. And so I can really like not hear anything. But I got kind of burnt out on my film score music. So I started listening to a bunch of different variety of music with words to see if I could kind of edit even though these songs had words. Because usually I need wordless stuff to do it. And so I was listening to all these different types of music and it did it to me again. Those people, all of those different sounds, that isn't music practically a miracle? There's so many ways people can bend the same instruments, the same sounds, the same notes. There's a limited amount of notes. And yet they create entirely different voices and identities, just like we do with our words, just like a photographer does with a camera. So there's room for you. Keep writing because it doesn't matter how much your book is repeated out there. There's only one way you will bend the notes in a way that no one else will. You can't help it. It's going to happen. So today, I guess, you know, in times past, I've had shows where I'm like, you have to admit I'm a writer, I'm an author, and kind of own that identity so that because nobody will own it until you own it first. I guess this week was a process where I told my husband, I was like, I'm an artist. I'm an oofty poofy granola head, nuts and flakes artist. I'm totally there. And I told my husband just like that. And he goes, yeah, and you got all my nuts and flakes too, because I ain't got a stitch of artist in me. So I got double portion over here. I got my husband's nuts and flakes too. So, and it's sometimes, okay, so like I said, sometimes while I'm doing my job by getting the work done and doing the editing, I kind of have this conversation as a writer inside my head. Like, where am I succeeding? Where am I failing to to fuel the creative side? And, you know, sometimes when you just embrace what you are, nuts and flakes all together, squirrels, then you can come out to you can enjoy how the Lord made you. I was talking to, we have the volleyball team, one of the girls on the volleyball team, when we coach her, every now and then she gets emotional. She has tears that come up, but they're not tears of, they're not from being put on the spot. They're not tears of anger or they're just because she respects us. They're because she's trying really hard to please us, because she wants to work hard. Yeah, so the emotion of tears for her is different. And so the two other coaches that I work with are pretty linear and black and white thinkers. And they concurred after I explained it, but I had to tell them, you know, I understand. Coach through her tears, ignore them, because she's not giving you something to process. She doesn't want you to stop practice and encourage her and do all that. I said, coach past them, coach through them, because as a creative, as an artist, I have those kinds of tears, and they come up on so many levels. I feel like, you know, I could name 100 emotions if I had the time that can come up with a slight tearing. They come with the tearing, but they're an empathy. They're a completely, fully immersing myself in someone else's experience. There are all kinds of artist outlets that are part of how the Lord made me. And I don't know if you can relate to that or not, but that is... so they were like, yeah, I guess I do that too. I have different things that I do, but neither one of them, they're the kind of people who, one in particular who will actually say, if you made me cry and that's hard to do. And I'm like, nah, it happens for me in a Texas second. And I've never been to Texas, but I'm assuming a Texas second is fast. So be beautiful, people. Be who you are. Go ahead and take a deep breath. We are slugging through this life with the way that the Lord built us, and keeping it all in balance and chasing our dreams at the same time. It is possible to do both. There's sometimes pain in it and sometimes sacrifice in it. A New York second. There you go. That's even faster than a Texas one, right? So hang in there. You know, fatigue and all. Hang in there. Total crybaby. Total crybaby. Yes. Ew. Yeah, New York minute is the saying. Well, I've heard both. I've heard both. Texas one sort of fits the country y'all in here, you know. But so get yourself prepared, because now I'm about to ask you. You guys have just learned. I've got my 15 hours in, so I've done the work, but I'm also processing the emotional side, Texas second though, yeah. The creative, the head stuff is still getting processed. The soul side of me is still getting processed. So it's time for us to name our next right thing. And while you're getting ready, don't push them up yet, because I want to look down. I want to read one more verse because I just think it's cool. It's the first verse of Psalms 45. It says, "My heart is overflowing with beautiful thought." I love that. My heart is overflowing with beautiful thought. I will write a lovely poem to the king, for I am full of words as the speediest writer pouring out his story. I know that moment. How about you guys? Look at all those hearts. My heart is overflowing with beautiful thought. I will write a lovely poem to the king, for I am full of words as the speediest writer pouring out his story. Speediest writers pouring out his story. That's us. That's us. We're speediest writers. Joe, this is where you can brag about how fast you write. Joe is fast. Everybody hearts for Joe, because he's the speediest of us speedy writers, right? There we go. But Carrie, isn't that just infuse you with something to hear those words said? That your heart can be overflowing with beautiful thought. Sometimes I just look at the flowers and the seeds and the weather and the way the greenery changes around here. Yes, you just type fast. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, chase those gifts. Lizzie's coming over today. She's been helping me, and maybe we'll get a scoop in together. How's that, Lizzie? Maybe we'll make that happen. So I'm ready for you now, guys. It's your turn. My next right thing, on top of going through my macros list of edits, which I have, and getting those weasel words all nailed down, and I'm going to do I'm going to actually read out loud to a critique partner this week. So those are the two writing goals, but I'm actually also going to clean my office. It's time. I can't handle it anymore. So my main next right thing is to clean my office. And it's just mundane dirty. It's not like chaos dirty, but it's bothering me. It's keeping me from being creative. So how about you? What's your next right thing? Even if you're not a writer, what's your next right thing? Oh, now plotting your next book. Carrie, can I just take a deep breath with you on that? I'm cleaning too this weekend. Oh, Jeannie, we'll be cleaning buddies. Building my writing habit this week. Joe, that's not specific enough. What does building your writing habit mean? Cleaning is always my procrastination. You're terrible. Okay, Audra, so you got to get at least 30 minutes of cleaning in somewhere that counts. 30 minutes, that's all. And then you can tweet me and say, Cara, booyah, did it. Make changes and upload my book to Amazon, 2nd edition. Ah, big job right there. How's your website doing? Missed yesterday, but I'm doing 50 a day, 500 a day this week. Blessings on Joe and his word count. Joe is very motivated by a word count, and that's awesome. Oh, you need to not clean. Oh, come over to my house then. Hey, Jeannie, should we have Audra come visit? She can do our cleaning for us. Recording and finishing videos for YouTube. Ah, somebody told me that the live opportunity on YouTube is there, so I may actually try it out. I haven't looked to see if it's there. Yes, Jeannie, let's have her. Let's decide to surround ourselves with these people who can't help but clean, right? And organize. To be fully present in the moment in my relationships, friends, and family. Lizzie, is it your birthday today? Let's wait for her. Is today your birthday? Did I see that? I could be wrong. Yes, it is. All right. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Brothers are going to teach me how to back them up. So we're going to write the peeps. Ah! Happy birthday. It is. It's today. It's her birthday today. Yes. So hearts away for Lizzie. And we'll display an extra scoop of blessing on her today. So I'm going to repeat myself. Let me give you the facts for Author for the Author. I have an interview scheduled with Nadine Brandes for in October. I don't have the date set yet because I'm waiting until I've got my stuff turned in. I'm being a good girl. Jeannie, I'm in line. You might want to know this. I'm in line to actually do an interview with James L. Rubart, which will be fun. I'm hopefully still going to get a bunch of those books from you too, so I can toot away the people that you want me to toot away on. You know, toot the horn, not toot away myself. Toot the horn of the people that you want me to do that with. Oops. But, so, and Carrie, when does that book that you just turned in, when will it actually come out? Yes, thanks for clarifying. Yes, thanks for clarifying. I'm in a household that has 3 teenage boys in it and a husband. So that is safe. That's pretty much a safe topic in our house. February 21st. Woohoo! Yes. Oh my goodness. 2 weeks of 500 a day and up an appropriate amount until I hit 3K a day. Wow. What a big goal. That will get something done though. It happens. Let's chase our dreams, guys. So we got them next right things nailed down. If you haven't done this, I know it takes time, but I'm asking that you take the 1 minute to write down your next right thing inside Author for the Author, because we still have, out of 160 people, I think only about 60 of you are on Periscope with me on a regular basis. Maybe a little bit more than that. Maybe like 75. But there's a lot of them in there that I want to make sure that we reach out to. And the best way we can reach out to is let them know that they're not alone. So whatever it is, Jeannie, I don't know if you're in there with us. Like you need another group, like you know, I always say like you need a hole in the head. But if you want to join us, it would be a fun place for you to post a before and after clean picture, something that you might not get to do on your normal bill. And if you guys follow Jeannie on her Facebook, she does FaceTime lives all the time. New Christmas book. Oh. Karen Kingsbury's new Christmas book. Any takers? I will post that. Can I post that, Jeannie, in the Author for the Author group as well? Can I ask for you there? Would that be okay? There's more people in there. And do I want to? Let me think about it. I got to be careful with my time, but I may. We'll see. I'll get back to you. Did anybody want to do that? Oh, and you have my box ready. Jody, does anybody in here want to get a free book and then read it and write a quick review? That's what she's asking. Maybe a couple reviews? I just need to mail. Yay, 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 yay. Yes. Okay. So that's 2. So Lizzie and Jody and Audra, go ahead and connect with me and give me your address again. I know some of you I have. Joe, I'm not sure your comment went through. So no, I got your goals, your 500. Yes, it's a romance. It's a Christmas romance, but maybe your wife would want to do it, Joe. Is she a reader? I'm not sure. So you've got 3, Jeannie, in here. So I'll connect with you. I'll get addresses and connect them to you, Jeannie, so they can come. They are already, oh, and Makisha and Reagan would too. So you're up to 5. How sweet is that? Your mom is a big reader. Yes. So so that's the trade. They give you the book, and then what they ask is that you get as much word out there as possible. So if you take a little tweet picture, if you take a Insta picture, best for me or my wife. She likes history and documentary. Okay. Baxter family. Great. I'm doing the list now. Okay. So every single one of you who said yes, instant message me behind Instagram or instant message me behind Twitter and write your whole name and your address, because all I do is take the picture of it, crop it, and send it to her. I would love to review it. Okay, so there's another one. I think you got 6 or 7 in here, Jeannie. So score, people. Candy, are you still in here, Candy? Candy might need somebody to do that for her new debut one. Email or home address. You want your home address because she's actually going to mail you it, right, Jeannie? That's usually how it works, unless she has a actual e-copy. But good book though, yeah. You want their land address, right, Jeannie? Let's make sure we get it right. And Candy, I'm not sure. Did Candy show up? I didn't pay attention to. I asked if she was in here and then she didn't. She might have just jumped back off. Snail mail. Yes, land address. Perfect. So guys, hand them to me, and then I'll kind of collect you all in one and give them to her, and then she can forward them where they need to get to. Yay. Okay. And then A4TA is what I want to do. So when you guys get that book, let's go ahead and hashtag out our author for the author group like this. Author for the author would be fine if you spell it all out, but this is the one I've been trying to do for short. A4TA, just like this. So hashtag small A4TA, like that. And then we can, and actually what's really fun to do also is tag the actual author. If you do the @ sign and tag them, then they know it's getting out there. Yes, and that is, it's just encouraging to them. It's totally encouraging to them when they know that you've read it and you enjoy it, whatever. So score, what a productive day. So I'm going to check with Candy Fick on the author for the author group and see if, so all of you who decided that's what you like doing, if she might be able to get you a copy as well for you to review for her. And all you have to do is read them. So it ain't that hard. And I'm going to take the pressure off you. When you write a review, there's nothing, don't get yourself too souped up. You just have to give an honest opinion in a review. You do not have to actually write a book about the whole book, right? You just say what you think, and that's it. In and out, and you're done. You love doing that. I'd love to do that. Okay. Well, Jody, you are an official reviewer in our book then, Jody, because there's a couple of them. So Jody, are you prepared for me to do that? Because there's a couple more people. I can keep this happening for you, that you would write the reviews for them. Yep. Perfect. Yay. Well, thank you, Jeannie. That's awesome that we collected that. Okay, I'm going to bless you guys, and I'm going to speak over you good things. Are you ready for that? And then we'll go on with our day, and we'll slam this week, because no matter what happens in your everyday life, God made you to be a creative and to have this outflow, to be an entrepreneur, to chase a dream, to be able to balance good relationships and a creative outflow. He made you have full capacity to do that. Just like he picked you to be in the home that you're in, born in the day and age that you're born into. He also created you to be able to do these things that we've been asked to do. So, Lord, I'm going to pray this scripture from Psalms 45 right over this group. Lord, I thank you that their heart would be overflowing with beautiful thoughts, that they wouldn't be able to contain it, that they would have to have an outflow, whatever that outflow looks like for them in their voice, that they would have, they would be so full that it would come out like speedy writers pouring out their stories. Lord, I just thank you for speedy writers pouring out their stories, editing their stories. I speak over Carrie that she would have great ideas, easy, low-hanging fruit, easy picked fruit. And I just release self-discipline and confidence. And I speak to fears coming up on the inside and too much fear from the outside that would clog the creative flow. And Lord, I thank you that your message all through your word is to not be afraid. You said, do not fear. Thank you, Lord, that you're more protective than a very strong big brother, that you've got our back and that you're in our corner and that you help us see the path forward and the way that we should go. And I speak grace over all the life that's going to happen between this Tuesday and next Tuesday. In Jesus' name, amen. Woohoo! Whoop whoop. Yes, amen. We like that. I'm going to do the golf clap again. I like the golf clap from last week. So good to see you all. And Lizzie's going to be over here later, and I'm going to make her scope with me for just a minute. So you might have to watch and see a playful scope in an hour or two, okay? Come on over, Lizzie. Lizzie's helping me with some of my graphics. It's super fun. And I'm looking forward to keep connecting with you again, Jeannie. Don't forget, send me your addresses. I will collect them. I'll try to count how many there's supposed to be off the replay, and then we'll go from there. See you later. Bye.